There are many different types of cinnamon. Two that you've probably heard about are Ceylon cinnamon, Ceylon, that's how it's pronounced, or rather that's how it's spelled. That's grown primarily in Sri Lanka. And then there's Cassia cinnamon, Cassia, that's mostly grown in Southeastern Asia. The Cassia cinnamon is the most common type that's sold in North America. By the way, I want to thank the NIH for this information. We know that cinnamon has been used as a spice for thousands of years. I use it, you probably use it. We use it in cooking, etc. But there are also supplements, right? Cinnamon comes from the bark of many various species of cinnamon trees. The leaves, flowers, fruits, even roots of cinnamon trees have also been used in things like cooking and for medicinal purposes. And keep in mind, as it would make sense, that different species of cinnamon has sort of different properties or different sort of characteristics, okay? But we know that cinnamon has been used for a long time, perhaps in your baking. Tell me what you use cinnamon for, what you bake with it for, what you do. I want to know. I want something good to think about, tasty to think about. But we also know that cinnamon has a long history in terms of being used in traditional medicine in various parts of the world, including China, India, Iran, and other places, okay? Now, cinnamon, when we cook with it, the amounts that we cook with tends to be fine. And when it's used as spice, a flavoring agent, okay, fine. It's when we get into the larger amounts that we get worried, okay? Let me go back, though, because I want to talk a little bit about cinnamon and diabetes. That's the first question I want to answer here, because you might have come to this video wondering, hey, does cinnamon help diabetes, prevent diabetes, get rid of diabetes, fix diabetes? And so let's talk about that. There have been studies done about cinnamon and diabetes, but the studies have shown mixed results, okay? What that means is that some studies say, yeah, cinnamon works. Other studies say, no, it doesn't work. The other thing is that the studies we have are not always the best studies, not the biggest studies or well-powered or best done. And we don't always know which types of cinnamon were used. What that means is it makes it harder for us to draw conclusions. And thus the conclusion we have right now is that we don't have good evidence that suggests that cinnamon helps diabetes or fixes diabetes, okay? By the way, courtesy of the NIH. The point being is if you want to deal with your diabetes, the best way is to follow your doctor's advice, whether that be proper diet, lifestyle, exercise, weight loss, etc., medications, you name it, all right? So, no, it's not a slam dunk. It's a no-go for cinnamon and diabetes, but I need to also tell you about some dangers of taking too much cinnamon, because there really can be bad side effects that you need to know about. So one thing we really worry about is when we use any sort of supplement, vitamin, etc., in high or long-standing amounts. And that even in this case includes cinnamon, the actual cinnamon that we might use in cooking. Remember, even things that are healthy can be unhealthy and bad in excess, all right? And cinnamon is one of those things. If you eat too much of it, it can actually cause problems. What kind of problems? We're talking about gastrointestinal problems, things like problems with your stomach, your tummy. Can cause allergic reactions, especially in situations if you may be using it topically on the skin. So let's talk about cassia cinnamon in particular. Cassia cinnamon contains a chemical called coumarin. This is really important to know because coumarin can actually be harmful to the liver. If you are eating a lot of cassia cinnamon for a long period of time, and that cassia cinnamon contains high levels of coumarin, which there are some forms of cassia cinnamon that has this high levels of coumarin, right? It can actually cause you to have liver problems, all right? This is a big deal. It's another reason why we say everything only in moderation, because something that can seem as benign as cinnamon, if you eat too much of it, and it's the cassia cinnamon that has high levels of coumarin, you can actually sustain liver damage or liver problems, or at least have maybe a bump in your liver function tests and things like this, okay? Or you can have problems if you have underlying liver disease. You know, the most important thing here is I always say everything in moderation, even stuff that we're eating, all right? And right now, in terms of cinnamon and treating diabetes, that's a no-go for that. According to the NIH, we don't have any hard evidence that cinnamon is sort of a cure-all or fix-all for any particular medical condition, but is it okay to use cinnamon in cooking? Yes, duh, of course. Oh, my light's beeping. Sorry, hold on. Yes, it absolutely, absolutely is. Okay. It's totally fine to use it in your cooking. Do I want you to eat extreme amounts of it? Absolutely not, because that can cause you some problems, which is exactly what we are talking about here. Do not do that. The other thing I would say is that when it comes to supplements, run supplements, any of them, by your doctor before you take anything. Remember, supplements are not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. You can run into problems, not only side effects from supplements, but also potential interactions with other medications you're taking. And don't forget what I said about the cassia cinnamon, where sometimes that can contain high levels of coumarin and damage your liver. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen. Let me know what you think. Write in the comments. Share this video with other people. Please subscribe to my channel. Click my page on Facebook and like it. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. Please follow my page. Also go to my website, drjencaudle.com, to sign up for my free health newsletter. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen. Love y'all.